Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. On this week's video I'm going to go over the electronics that we're putting in the boat. We're putting quite a few things in, some LED lights, a radio, bilge pump, which is kind of a standard safety thing, and then we're also putting in a digital 3-bank battery charger up in the front, so we don't have to pull the batteries out or charge them individually every time. So I'm going to go over the things that we're doing, or the electronics that we're putting in the boat. So the LEDs that we're putting in are these waterproof LED lighting forever. These are 50/50 LED lights, and you'll have to look that up. They're just a little bit bigger and brighter, and I'll put links to all the things below and where I got each item from. Most all of this came from Amazon, but this, I think this is a 9-foot strip, and it's more than enough. I've got some left over. I've actually already wired the boat, or put the light strips in, and basically you just cut off what you need and then solder. The same wire came from Amazon. It's from Eve Zinc. Like I said, I'll put links to everything down below. And so you cut those, take off it has like a clear waterproof cover over it, and you cut that off and then solder. It's been a long time since I soldered anything, so I kind of had to resort to YouTube and find some videos, and I'll post a link to the guy's video that I used to solder these. It walks you through it step by step, and then I just used I thought I had it. I've got it laying out here. I bought a thing of heat shrink from Harbor Freight, and then everything that I soldered, I put heat shrink over to try to keep water and moisture out as much as possible. And then these are from Sprint LEDs. These are just little clips, and you'll see, like I said, I'll show you a video of the light strips where they're attached to the frame on here. And these are just little plastic, I think there was 100 of these things in here, and they came with screws, but this actually holds the LED strips onto the frame itself. So that's the lighting. And then to connect everything to the battery, I found a company. I had seen them on Facebook, and it's called ConnectEase, and that's what I'm using. This is actually what I'm using to connect our trolling motor in the front of the boat. It's to run a 12-volt parallel battery setup. So we'll have two 12-volt batteries up here, and then you just put this connector on, and it connects, and you just wire your trolling motor right into that. And I got this from Amazon as well, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. And then all of our accessories, I'm going to wire. That same company makes this. It's an easy 5-lead fuse device connector kit, and so this again just goes on your positive and negative terminal on your battery, and then you wire your LED lights to here. Each one has a positive and negative. We're putting a radio in. I'll show you that in just a second. And then, so all that wires straight into this, and this is on your battery, and then this just connects together. And so with this, my thinking is it will eliminate a battery switch, having to turn the battery off and on. And since everything's going to be run through this, when we get finished, we'll just disconnect that, and that disconnects everything in the boat, so there's no drain on the battery when we're not using it. So that's how we're going to hook everything up, all the accessories and stuff. And then the battery, or the radio rather, that we went with is this Boss audio system. It's a 240 watt 4-channel marine grade stereo, and I looked for this. I actually went to Bass Pro, and they had it, but I ended up getting it from Amazon. It was about $15, maybe $20 cheaper on Amazon. So you might try you price it on Amazon, and then try your local Bass Pro, or even Cabela's. I don't have a Cabela's close. Bass Pro is really the only place that would carry a marine radio like this here locally in my area. But it's Bluetooth, USB. It has an auxiliary hookup, the MP3 output. It has a USB charging on the back of it, and you can. It even has an amp preamp if you want. We just needed some basic radio. I think it was less than $90 from Amazon. Again, I'll put the link below so you can check that out. But it wasn't very expensive at all for what you get. And then the onboard battery charger that I went with was this minn-kota. It's a 3-bank. It's 5 amps per bank, 15 amps total, but 5 amps per channel. And I ended up getting this from Academy Sports here in locally. I looked at it online at Amazon, and it was actually cheaper at Amazon. And they price matched. The day I got there, I just happened, I asked the manager or the lady at the counter if they price matched, and she said their policy was as long as it was sold and shipped from Amazon, it couldn't be another seller on the Amazon site, that they would price match it. And so they price matched it. I think this was $150 maybe. On Amazon, and they price matched it. And then right now minn-kota's got, and I think that's going on until the middle of May 20. This is 2018 for whenever you're watching this video, but they've got a rebate going on, which was much easier than the rebates that I've done in the past. I did everything online. All I had to do was take my receipt and fill out some information, take a picture of it with my phone, upload it to the minn-kota site, and I got another $25 off on it. So that's a pretty good deal. This way, with this charger, I won't have to pull the batteries out to charge them. You just plug this 3-bank charger has 3 different connectors that will connect to each battery, and then you just plug that into the wall, and it charges your batteries overnight. And then the last thing we put in was this Proline bilge pump, and I've actually already have it installed in the back. It's 1,000 gallon per hour bilge pump, just in case if for some reason we should, it's an aluminum boat. They're prone to leak, but if for some reason we run over a stump, depending on where we're fishing, or run up on a rock or something and start taking on water, we'll have a bilge pump in the back. And this boat actually already had a spot in the back. The person that owned it before me had already put another outlet in the back of the boat, so all I had to do was install this in the back and then connect the tubing. And then the switch that we're going to run everything off of, and I don't know what the name of the company was, but I'll look it up and put the link below. It's just an 8-panel switch that comes pre-wired, and it's also fused, and it's got a 12-volt cigarette, what used to be called a cigarette lighter, but I guess it's an auxiliary spot, and then 2 USB charging spots, and then a voltmeter, and then all the switches. And it came with stickers, so you can put on here, try to label whatever light is what. So that's the switch panel. And I actually already have the radio installed in the back panel, the way it's going to go. This hole right here is 3 inches around. You can get a 3-inch hole saw from Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's a pretty snug fit. The speakers I installed, let me flip it around here so you can see it. We used wing nuts on those instead of just wood screws. That way, for some reason, we need to take it out and replace them. We're not drilling in and out of the wood all the time. But this radio is completely sealed. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get this out of the way. But that's a hard plastic cover that's over it. And then, like I said, it's a 3-inch hole. And then this aluminum piece, the back side of the radio has 2 threaded rods that are sticking out of it. And this aluminum piece just goes over the back of that, and then these nuts, as you tighten it down, it presses that aluminum piece in there, and that holds it in place. And then these are all this is the antenna. You got a couple of out and in ports, and then there's also a USB charger on the back. We won't use that because we have 2 on that switch panel. And so that's the radio. And then the switch panel will go here in this hole, and we'll get all I'll get all the lights and stuff hooked up. So let me show you the way we have the strip lights, the LED strip lights attached to the wood now. Alright, so here's how I've attached the LED strips that I cut. And one thing I did mention in the previous beginning of the video or start of the video was that these end pieces here, I used liquid electrical tape. It just comes in a bottle. It's just basically what it says, liquid electrical tape. You just dip it in there and it dries. Kind of like Plasti Dip, if you've ever used that product before. It just dries on the end of it and covers it. And then down here on the end is where we use the shrink tubing. And there's about 2 or 3 different sizes of shrink tubing on there. And then these are the little plastic tabs that I was saying that we put in there to hold the LED. The LED strips itself has a little bit of adhesive on it, so you can pull that off and stick it to the wood while you're putting the screws in to the little plastic tabs. And then I just used a punch, like you would a normal punch that you would use if you were drilling in the metal to get your drill bit started, and that actually put a big enough or deep enough little dent in there to give that screw something to grab onto. And again, I'm going to post the link to the guy's YouTube channel that I use. Okay, so that's going to do it for this week's video. I just want to take a few minutes and show you the electronics and things that we were putting in the boat. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them the best of my knowledge about anything that we've gotten, or anything we picked up, or any place that we got it. If you want to continue to follow the project, you can hit subscribe down below and hit that little bell notification, and that'll let you know the next time that we upload a video. We're hoping to get finished with this thing within the next couple of weeks so we can actually start fishing out of it. The weather's finally gotten better here. It stopped raining and it's about 75, probably close to 80 degrees today, so really getting the itch to go fishing them. The boat project's been fun, but really want to get out and start enjoying the boat a little bit. So that'll be it for this video, and we will see you guys next time on Arkansas Fishing Videos. Thanks.